Hey guys, I'm Dr. Mcfarland and welcome back to the channel. This is another video in the Alesis Strata Prime video series. And in this video, we're actually going to learn how to change or alter a preset on the Prime drum module. So let's check it out. Hey guys, I wanted to pop in and let you know that this whole video series is sponsored by Zounds.com. So I want to give a big shout out to them. And there are affiliate links down in the description of all my videos. So if you want to click through the Zounds link down below before you make a purchase, then that would be greatly appreciated. And if you have any questions about the Strata Prime, be sure to leave a comment down below. So let's get back into the video. So there are a lot of good kits already installed on the module, and you can just go through and test out different ones to see which ones you like. But there may be certain times where you actually want to adjust or alter maybe a cymbal type or maybe the type of snare that you have without having to go through every single preset just to find the one that you like. So let's go ahead and check it out. So here on the Prime module, I'm on the NY Maple kit, and this is what it sounds like. So I pretty much like everything about the kit except for that crash cymbal and maybe the hi-hat. Just sounds kind of weird to me. So let's go ahead and adjust this. So we're going to go to Kit Edit, and I'm going to choose Hit Select, and that's going to allow me to hit whichever one I want to edit. Okay, so right now we're on this second cymbal here. And you can see on the screen that it says Crash 8-inch Splash Stick. So that's not going to work for me. Let's actually see what this other cymbal is. This is a 20-inch Crash. I could probably stand to make that probably a 16. So this one can be smaller and this one can be bigger. Let's just see what we got here. So I'm going to go with my Zildjian 20-inch and then move it up and go find maybe a Zildjian 16-inch option and make sure it's a stick, and we'll select it by pushing down on the encoder. Okay, so now I've changed the sound of my Crash 1. Let's go do the same thing. Let's find a Zildjian, and we actually need to change the class type. Let's make this a cymbal. Let's try that. Let's try a Paiste 18-inch. Nope, I don't like that. Thin Crash. That's cool. So this one's dark. And this is more of a brighter sound because it is thinner. We can also do maybe a modern Crash. To me, that ride is a little too heavy sounding. So let's thin it out. Find a different one here. Let's do a 22-inch. Okay, not too bad. Let's just play around and see what we got. Okay, I like that overall. It sounds pretty good. Let's go and change out this hi-hat. We're currently on a Space Dry Effects hi-hat, which is not going to be good. Let's try this Dr. Beat, this dark beat stick. Okay, not bad. I'm going for a thinner type sound. Okay, that's going to work overall. So let's just try this one out. We can go ahead and we can save this. Instead of writing over the current preset, we're just going to do a save as. So this one's going to be called, of course, Doc Maple Kit. Hit the check, and there we go. So if we go back out to our kits, now we see we have the Mahogany Kit Dock, and we have a Doc Maple Kit. These are stored under the user kits. Okay, cool. So that's a good first step into at least getting the kind of tones that you're after. Okay, now the next thing that we can adjust down here is a lot of different things. So we can actually go into Trigger Edit, and let's see what we can tweak here. Now that's not actually went through and kind of found the right settings that I prefer. Let's just go over those real fast. Now for the threshold, you can see I can raise the threshold up and my line is going to raise up right there. You really don't want it too high because otherwise a really soft hit is not going to get above the threshold and therefore it's not going to trigger the sound. So you kind of want that to be pretty much all the way down. Unless you just want to go up a little bit. So just hitting very lightly, you can see that 15 to 20 range on the threshold. So I actually like that a little bit better maybe than the way I had it before. So the head sensitivity, I have it on 6.6 right now. If we turn it all the way down, you're going to have very quiet sounds, but they're not going to get loud enough when you really dig in. Yeah, so that's not going to work. We need to raise that up. Okay, so it really just depends on your playing style and how dynamic you want to be on the kit. So let's just go with maybe 3. I had it at 6.6 before. Let's go halfway in between just to go to 3. You can hear the rim shots come through pretty good. Same kind of deal happens for the rim threshold. So anywhere from all the way down to all the way up to about 55 or so. Just depends on how hard you hit it. I'll keep it all the way down. You can also adjust the rim sensitivity, which is also going to determine how loud your side sticks are. Let's go in and adjust the trigger on, this is the kick drum here. Once again, the head sensitivity. If you always want to have some kind of hit go through, you want to adjust your head threshold all the way down. Otherwise, the really soft hits, it's not going to poke through. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I have noticed on the hi-hat, I have to push down on my toe a little bit harder than I normally would on another type of kit that I have. And just to get that nice tight. You can see the curve is set to log. Let's set it to linear. That way I have the full spectrum of the velocity I can adjust for. Okay, not too bad. I can live with that. Okay, sounded good so far. Let's go back and actually adjust our mixer now, and maybe adjust some of the tom volumes. Those are a little loud. And go to our cymbals. Maybe we can bring up our hi-hat just a smidge. And this is what the kit sounds like with all the reverb, effects, and ambience all the way off. Okay, so it's basically like hearing the direct mics on the kit without having your room mics involved in the overall mix. So as we bring up the ambience here, you can hear a little bit more of that room sound come in. And this is with it all the way up. Let's split the difference there and just go about halfway. Maybe a little bit more. And then you can also add in the reverb. Which there's really no reverb on there. So let's check this out. Let's go to kick drum. And we can see we have the reverb amount set to 0. So that's probably pretty good for that. We can also assign the reverb preset to be boomy, bright, chamber, club, hall, room, all kinds of different stuff. Now for the snare, I probably want to add a little bit more for that. Like that. My personal opinion is I'm fine with just the room mics or the ambient mics by themselves. I don't need tons of other extra reverb. That's just my preference. So I'm going to keep the reverb amount down, even though these do sound pretty good. You can go to different snare effects and add your compression, add all kinds of reverbs, and maybe you want to add some bus comp, maybe do some EQs. Let's just go in and add a simple EQ here. Let's make it... We got kick presets, which is good. Snare brightener. How about that? Turn it back on. Okay. To get to the different pages, so you got the dot, dot, dot. All we have to do is just slide our finger. And we can see we've got a little bit of gain boost on 1.47K. And a little bit of boost at 3. Maybe make that a little bit higher here. Okay, so you can choose any number one of these and add more effects. And there's presets in there that you can choose from, which is great. Same goes for the cymbals. Let's go back to our kit and our kit edit. And on the bottom here, we have additional options for dampening, which is essentially like taking, maybe you're used to putting a wallet or something on your snare drum to kind of dampen the sound. Or also you might be putting the rings around your drum heads, or moon gels, or all kinds of different stuff out there. So essentially this is a way to dampen the sound, to get rid of some of the overtones that you might hear when you're hitting the head. All right, so let's bring the dampening all the way up. Yeah, it's pretty dead at that point. So let's split the difference. Let's do the same for our kick drum. Yeah, that's good. So if you like a big boomy kick drum and a very open sounding snare, just turn the dampening all the way down. If you want to control some of that resonance of the head, then just bring up the dampening, and that's a good way to do it. You can also adjust your dynamics, which is essentially the more you turn it up, you have less dynamic range. So I'm going to hit the snare as soft as I can, and by turning up the dynamics, it just makes every hit loud. The opposite is true. If I hit as hard as I can, and then turn the dynamics down, or in the negative, is going to make things softer. So once again, depending on your playing style, you might want to adjust the dynamics and also the dampening. The attack is going to give you either more attack, just for instance. So it's more of a direct sound. Versus turning down the attack, which is going to make it more laid back and set back in the mix. So we'll keep that in the middle. And then we can also tune things up and down. So let's tune it all the way down. Doesn't sound all that great, but let's tune it back. And let's go up this time. Now, as of this point, I have not adjusted the actual tension of the mesh heads. And when I first took the kick out of the box, for instance, the kick felt a little stiff to me. So I might loosen this up so I can bury the beater a little bit more into that head. But that can be something I can experiment with at a later time. So as of right now, I hope you've seen that you can easily adjust the type of sounds that you get on each element. Then you can go in and adjust the dampening, the dynamics, the tuning, all kinds of different things. So if you have any questions about the Alesis Strata Prime, be sure to leave a comment down below. And until next time, I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video.